Most people think the things that make us look older are wrinkles, gray hair, or even a little extra weight. But let me be honest with you, that's not the real culprit. The truth is, the fastest way to add years to your appearance isn't your face or your figure. It's your blouse. Yes, the very piece of clothing that sits right under your face can either make you look effortlessly elegant or instantly dated. I've seen it happen countless times. A woman in her 60s walks into the room. She's radiant, she's confident, but the blouse she's wearing is boxy, too busy, or in the wrong shade. Suddenly, instead of looking vibrant, she looks tired. Instead of looking modern, she looks stuck in the past. And yet, when that same woman slips into a blouse that skims her body, frames her neckline, or lights up her complexion, the transformation is undeniable. She doesn't just look younger, she feels younger. Her posture lifts, her energy shifts, and people respond to her in an entirely different way. That's why today, I'm going to show you the 7 most common blouse mistakes that quietly age women over 60, and more importantly, the elegant fixes that will make you feel stylish, modern, and ageless again. These aren't expensive tricks. They're smart, simple choices that can completely change how you look and how you feel. And before we dive in, if you find this topic helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Healthwise for Seniors. Your support is truly what motivates us to keep bringing you videos that help you look your best and feel confident every single day. All right, let's get started with mistake number 1. And you might be surprised to realize it's hanging right now in your own closet. For many women over 60, loose blouses feel like a safe choice. They promise comfort, coverage, and a little extra forgiveness. But here's the truth. What feels safe in the mirror often backfires in real life. An oversized blouse doesn't hide your shape, it erases it. Instead of looking effortless, it can pull your posture down, make you appear heavier, and even shorten your frame. It's like placing a heavy sheet over a beautiful sculpture. All the grace and detail disappear. Take Linda, 64, from Florida. She loved her long linen tunics because they hid her tummy. But when she compared photos, the tunic swallowed her figure and made her look shorter next to her friends. Once she switched to a softly tailored blouse and tried a simple half-tuck into straight-leg pants, her entire silhouette lifted. She instantly looked 10 years younger without losing comfort. Or think of Carolyn, 67, from California. She wore a boxy cotton top on a family trip, thinking it felt relaxed for travel. But in group pictures, her blouse looked bulky and out of proportion. Later, she tried the same outfit with a blouse that skimmed her waist and a lightweight cardigan layered on top. The result? She looked polished, confident, and still perfectly at ease. Smart fixes. Choose blouses with gentle tailoring, darts, wrap styles, or seams that suggest shape. Balance proportions. If the blouse is looser, pair it with slim pants or a pencil skirt. Aim for mid-hip length. Too long shortens your legs, too short cuts your body in half. Master the half-tuck to define the waist without feeling restricted. Use layering. A soft blouse under a structured blazer or cardigan restores shape instantly. Mistakes to avoid. Believing bigger hides more. In reality, it hides you. Pairing oversized tops with wide pants, this doubles the bulk. Choosing stiff fabrics like thick cotton or denim in oversized cuts. When oversized works, it can still be chic if the fabric is fluid, silk blends, soft linen, or chiffon, if there's a focal point like a V-neck or belted waist, and if you balance it with streamlined bottoms. Takeaway: comfort doesn't have to mean shapeless. The most flattering blouses skim your figure instead of swallowing it. They let your natural elegance shine, light, graceful, and completely ageless. Overly busy patterns when your blouse competes with you. Many women over 60 fall into the pattern trap. Loud florals, swirls of color, or crowded prints feel fun on the hanger, but once you put them on, something feels off. Instead of highlighting your face and energy, the blouse steals the spotlight. Here's the problem. Busy patterns create visual clutter. People notice the blouse, not the woman. And worse, all those competing colors can wash out your complexion and make you look tired, even when you feel perfectly fine. Take Margaret, 66, from Texas. She bought a floral blouse with 10 different colors because it looked cheerful in the store. But when she wore it to brunch, her daughter quietly asked if she was feeling unwell. The blouse was pulling all the focus away from her smile, leaving her skin looking dull. Later, Margaret tried a blouse with a soft rose print on a cream background. Suddenly her face lit up, and her daughter immediately said, "Mom, you look amazing today." Or consider Joanne, 62, from Chicago. She loved bold geometric tops because they felt lively. But in photos, the oversized patterns overwhelmed her petite frame. When she switched to smaller, evenly spaced prints in navy and white, she looked taller, slimmer, and more refined without giving up personality. Smart fixes. Choose subtle prints, small florals, gentle polka dots, or soft geometrics. Limit the color palette. 2 or 3 coordinated shades always look more elegant than a clash of 10. Think about scale. Large prints overpower petite women. Medium to small prints flatter most body types. Pay attention to placement. Vertical or diagonal lines elongate, while random splashes distort. Mistakes to avoid. Believing that louder equals younger, when in fact it can have the opposite effect. Pairing a loud blouse with bold accessories and bright pants, it's simply too much. Forgetting that your blouse should frame your beauty, not compete with it. When patterns work. Patterns can still be chic if they are edited and intentional. A blouse with a delicate lavender print, paired with slim white trousers, feels modern and fresh. A navy top with tiny polka dots under a blazer looks polished yet playful. The key is letting the pattern whisper, not shout. Takeaway: busy prints drain your energy. Subtle patterns highlight your glow. The right blouse should make people say, "You look radiant," not "that's a loud shirt." Wrong neckline when your blouse works against your face. Your neckline is one of the most powerful style choices you can make because it frames the most important feature you have, your face. The wrong neckline can instantly make your neck look shorter, your shoulders slump, and even add years to your appearance. Many women keep wearing the same necklines they loved in their 30s and 40s, not realizing that as we age, our face shape, posture, and skin tone change. What once felt flattering can now quietly drag your look down. Take Deborah, 68, from Seattle. She wore high-neck blouses for decades because they felt modest and put together. But over time, those collars made her neck look shorter and emphasized her rounded shoulders. When she switched to a simple V-neck blouse in soft teal, her face opened up, her posture looked lifted, and even her silver hair seemed brighter. Or consider Patricia, 63, from Boston. She loved deep scoop necks, thinking they looked youthful. But in reality, they drew attention away from her radiant smile and created an unbalanced look. Once she tried a boat neck blouse in navy, the focus shifted back to her face and collarbone, elegant, timeless, and age-appropriate. Smart fixes. V-neck. Elongates the neck, creates vertical lines, and slims the upper body without revealing too much. Boat neck. Widens the shoulders slightly, balances proportions, and highlights the collarbone. Open placket. Leaving the top 1 or 2 buttons undone forms a natural V-shape, approachable and flattering. Soft scoop. Works especially well for shorter necks, keeping the chest area light and open. Mistakes to avoid. High collars or turtlenecks can shorten the neck and weigh down your upper frame. Overly deep plunges feel out of place and pull attention away from your best features. Wearing one neckline for decades out of habit, our faces evolve and so should our choices. When necklines work. A flattering neckline encourages good posture. You lift your chin, open your shoulders, and instantly project confidence. The right neckline doesn't just change how others see you, it changes how you carry yourself. Takeaway: the neckline is your natural frame. Choose one that highlights your smile, your eyes, and your confidence. At over 60, that's the kind of beauty worth celebrating. Clingy fabrics when your blouse shows what you'd rather hide. Some fabrics are not your friends after 60. Thin polyester, cheap jersey knits, or stretchy synthetics might feel lightweight and easy, but the way they behave on the body is unforgiving. Instead of draping gracefully, they cling to every curve, crease, and line, often highlighting exactly what you don't want to show. Take Barbara, 65, from Arizona. She bought a bright jersey knit blouse because it looked soft on the hanger. The moment she wore it, though, it wrapped tightly around her midsection and exposed every bra line. Barbara later swapped it for a crepe blouse in the same color. The difference was night and day, smooth, polished, and elegant. Or think of Helen, 70, from New York. She loved lightweight polyester tops for travel, but in photos the fabric bunched and stretched in unflattering ways. Once she tried a silk blend blouse with a gentle sheen, her whole look transformed. Suddenly chic, modern, and still comfortable enough to pack for trips. Smart fixes. Silk or satin blends, soft drape, luxurious feel, and a quiet glow that flatters the skin. Cotton poplin, crisp but breathable, keeps its structure without clinging. Linen blends, timeless, natural, and perfect for warmer climates. Crepe fabrics skim the body beautifully and hold their shape all day. Quick test. Do the drape test when shopping. Hold the fabric in your hand and let it fall. If it collapses like plastic wrap, it will cling. If it falls in a gentle wave, it will flatter. Mistakes to avoid. Choosing blouses made of 100% thin polyester, they almost always look inexpensive and highlight lines. Believing that stretchy equals flattering. Stretch clings while drape skims. Ignoring fabric labels, content matters as much as style. When fabrics work, the right fabric doesn't just look better, it makes you feel better. When a blouse flows instead of grips, you naturally stand taller, move with ease, and radiate confidence. Takeaway: elegance is never about revealing everything. It's about suggestion, softness, and flow. Skip the cling, choose the skim, and let your blouse move with you, not against you. Outdated details when a blouse locks you in the past. Sometimes it's not the fit or the fabric that ages you. It's the little details. Shoulder pads that belong in the 80s, oversized ruffles from the 90s, shiny plastic buttons, embroidered appliques, all of these can quietly signal that your blouse is stuck in another decade. And when your blouse looks dated, it can make you look dated too, even if your spirit feels vibrant and modern. Take Susan, 69, from Denver. She kept a beloved blouse with big shoulder pads, thinking it still looked professional. But when she wore it to her granddaughter's graduation, the blouse whispered 1987 louder than anything else. After simply removing the pads and rolling the cuffs neatly, the blouse suddenly looked current and far more flattering. Or think of Janet, 64, from Miami. She adored a satin blouse with bows and layered ruffles because it once felt feminine and chic. But in today's context, it overwhelmed her frame and made her look overdressed. She later replaced the buttons with sleek pearl ones and paired it with slim trousers. The transformation was instant, modern, elegant, and age-appropriate. Smart fixes. Remove bulky shoulder pads, instantly softens and modernizes a blouse. Update buttons. Swapping shiny plastic for pearl, horn, or metal adds quiet sophistication. Edit ruffles and bows if it feels too much. Tone it down with streamlined bottoms. Tailor cuffs and sleeves. Bringing wide cuffs or puff sleeves down to size makes the blouse look intentional, not costume-like. Mistakes to avoid. holding on to blouses for sentimental value when they no longer serve your style, thinking classic means unchanging. True classics are simple, clean, and timeless, piling on multiple dated details at once, ruffles and shiny buttons and puff sleeves. When details work, small, thoughtful design touches can elevate your look. A single pleat, a delicate trim, or modern pearl buttons. The goal is simplicity with a twist, not complexity that screams of a past trend. Takeaway: elegance is most powerful when it's simple. Let go of fussy, dated details so your presence, not your blouse, takes center stage. Wrong length and proportions when your blouse throws off your balance. The length of your blouse may seem like a small detail, but it has a huge impact on how tall, slim, and polished you appear. A blouse that's too long can swallow your frame and make your legs look shorter. A blouse that's too short can cut your body in half, creating a boxy, unfinished look. At over 60, when posture and proportions naturally shift, the right length becomes even more important. Take Marilyn, 67, from North Carolina. She loved tunic-style tops because they felt relaxed, but one look in family photos showed the problem. Her legs looked stumpy, and her whole figure seemed weighed down. Once she switched to a blouse that ended mid-hip and did a subtle half-tuck, her silhouette completely changed. Suddenly, her legs looked longer and she looked 5 pounds lighter without any effort. Or consider Elaine, 62, from Oregon. She wore cropped blouses, thinking they gave her a youthful edge. But on her, they cut her torso awkwardly and emphasized her midsection. After trying a blouse that skimmed slightly below her waistline and adding a slim belt, her look became balanced, modern, and flattering. Smart fixes. Aim for mid-hip length. It's the sweet spot for most body types, elongating without overwhelming. Balance tunics with slim bottoms. If you love a longer blouse, pair it with skinny jeans or straight-leg pants to avoid bulk. Skip extreme crops. Short tops highlight the wrong areas. Choose slightly longer cuts for harmony. Use the half-tuck trick. Tuck the front of your blouse into your waistband while leaving the back loose. Instant waist definition. Add a belt or layer. A structured jacket or a well-placed belt can restore balance to longer tops. Mistakes to avoid. Wearing very long tops with wide leg pants. This doubles the volume and shortens the frame. Choosing cropped blouses that cut at the widest part of your waist or hips. Forgetting that proportions change with age. What worked at 40 might not work at 65. When length works. Think of your blouse as architecture. When the proportions are right, your body looks taller, slimmer, and more graceful. The blouse should guide the eye upward toward your smile, not drag it down. Takeaway: length is power. A blouse in the right proportion instantly reshapes your figure. No diet or workout required, just smart styling. Ignoring color power when the wrong shade drains your glow. Fit and fabric matter, but color can be just as powerful, sometimes even more. The wrong blouse shade can wash you out, highlight shadows, and make your skin look dull. The right shade, on the other hand, can brighten your complexion, soften fine lines, and bring life to your entire look. Take Linda, 65, from California. She had always worn stark white blouses because they felt classic. But as her hair turned silver, those bright whites made her skin look flat and harsh. When she switched to soft ivory and dove gray, her face immediately looked fresher and her eyes sparkled. Or think of Carol, 70, from New Jersey. She loved earthy browns and mustard yellows, but whenever she wore them, her friends asked if she was tired. The truth wasn't her energy. It was the muddy undertones draining her glow. Once she tried jewel tones like emerald green and sapphire blue, people started complimenting her skin, not her clothes. Smart fixes. Light neutrals. Choose ivory, warm beige, or light gray instead of stark white or flat black. Jewel tones, Emerald, sapphire, deep teal, or burgundy reflect light beautifully, especially with silver or gray hair. Soft pastels, lavender, blush pink, or sky blue add a touch of femininity without overwhelming. Test before you buy. Hold the blouse under your chin in natural light. If your eyes brighten and your skin looks healthy, it's your color. Mistakes to avoid. Relying on the same colors you wore in your 30s, your natural tones shift with age. Thinking black is always slimming. On mature skin, it can highlight lines and shadows. Choosing muddy, dusty colors that dull the complexion instead of lifting it. When color works. The right blouse color not only makes you look better, it makes you feel better. Wearing a shade that enhances your features boosts your mood and your confidence, and others respond to that energy. A navy blouse might make you look strong and trustworthy. A rose pink one might make you look approachable and warm. Takeaway: never underestimate the power of color. The perfect shade acts like natural lighting for your face, making you look vibrant, radiant, and ageless. So now you've seen them. The 7 blouse mistakes that can quietly add years to your look, and the simple, elegant fixes that bring your style back to life. Oversized fits that swallow your shape, loud prints that steal attention, necklines that work against your face, clingy fabrics that highlight what you'd rather not, outdated details, the wrong proportions, and colors that drain your glow. The good news is, every single one of these mistakes is easy to fix. You don't need a brand new wardrobe. You don't need to chase trends or spend a fortune. All it takes is making smarter choices, choosing blouses that skim instead of cling, colors that light up your face, and details that feel modern and timeless. Remember, fashion at this stage of life is not about hiding. It's about celebrating who you are today. Your blouse isn't just fabric. It frames your smile, your posture, and your presence. And when you choose wisely, you don't just look younger, you feel more alive, more confident, and more radiant. If today's video gave you even one new idea, I invite you to like, share, and subscribe to Healthwise for Seniors. Your support means the world and helps us keep creating content that empowers women over 60 to look elegant and feel confident every single day. And if you're ready to keep building your best wardrobe, don't stop here. Check out our next video, where we'll dive into even more timeless style secrets that every woman over 60 needs to know. I'll see you there.